Viktor Dyk was a Czech writer, poet and journalist. Born in 1877 in Pšovka by Mělník, the second son of Václav Dyk, caretaker and manager of the estates of Georg Christian, Prince of Lobkowitz, and of his wife Hedvika Dyková. He studied at the König und Kaiserliche Gymnasium at Žitná, Prague from 1888. After graduation, he studied law at the Karl Ferdinand University in Prague. In 1895, he began publishing his poetry under a pseudonym in the magazine Světozor. Although he finished studying law, he never practiced it. He was active in the resistance to Austro-Hungary both as a publisher, editor and writer. This led to his arrest and imprisonment in 1916. He was released from prison a year later. Following the formation of Czechoslovakia, he earned a seat in parliament in 1920, and then in 1925 a seat in the Senate, whose member he would remain until his death. In 1928 he married writer and translator Zdenka Hásková. Following a 27-year-long relationship, Dyk had travelled abroad extensively to Germany, France, Lithuania and Yugoslavia, among others. He died of a stroke while bathing in the sea in 1931 on the Isle of Lopud off of Dubrovnik. Dyk's first prose was published in 1900. His CLXII, or Pied Piper, is an adaptation of the legend of the Pied Piper of Hammelin, and was first published in 1915. In Dyk's version of the story, the Pied Piper arrives at the city of Hammelin and proceeds to quickly dispose of the rats. He is avoided by all the people in town, except for one woman named Agnes, who takes him as her lover, despite her already being engaged. The piper soon disposes of all the rats in town, but is forced to remain, since the town councillors are hesitant to pay him his agreed-upon fee, which they claim is too high all of a sudden. As the piper is forced to stay, he grows more and more attached to Agnes, while becoming acquainted with the local fisher Sepp Jürgen, who is often called slow-witted and is relentlessly mocked by the girls from town, which leads to him standing outside their windows at night glaring with rage. Meanwhile, the piper is lying in wait, using his pipe to torment the town councillors with bad dreams, until he meets a mysterious man at the local pub who hints that he is an ambassador of Satan and tries to get the piper to side with him, though all the acts of magic the man claims to be able to perform seem to exist only in his mind. Despite this, he is still somehow able to manifest and then disappear without a trace, for which there is no visible explanation. Things take a head when Agnes finds herself pregnant with her fiancé's child, and then drowns herself in the river. Her mother goes mad with grief while looking for her, and when the piper realizes what happened, he takes out his pipe and mesmerizes the entire town, leading them to jump down a chasm in the mountains, which local legend states is a gateway to the fantastical land of Siebenbürgen, where there is always plenty and there are no worries and no pain. Sepp Jürgen is then the last man left alive in Hameln, who then finds a baby child abandoned in the crib and proceeds to look for a woman to suckle it. The story is a short, atmospheric, fantastical novella which takes the darkest of the versions of the original legend, where the piper murders all the children of Hameln, and then does one better by having him murder the entire town in a grief-filled murder-suicide. The piper having hinted beforehand that should he ever play his pipe to the fullest, only terrible things can come to pass. Sadly, I am not aware of a single translation of this book into English or any other world language.